Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today my friend Chad is here again and we create another beautiful look for you. Chad is a young aspiring actress who used to live in New York but now live in LA, and she came here just for me to create this look for you. It's a recreation from one of the looks that I did for a premiere for a Bollywood actress named Deepika Padukone. It's almost the same look. I don't really remember exactly what I did, but this kind of an idea. A lot of requests from my viewer from India. So here you go, a recreation for you. I hope you like the look. Give us a lot of love. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumb up, and don't forget to follow both Chad and I on Instagram as well. Thank you. To start every makeup, I always gonna prep the skin first. A little lip balm. I'm using this toner serum hybrid from Augustinus. You just press and prep the skin. Some eye cream. Look out for me, Annie. Close your eye. Make sure everywhere really hydrated. You can always blot it out if you put too much, but I always like to put a lot of everything. Just make sure the skin is super hydrated and well prepped. A little moisturizer. And just really work to prep the skin really well. Usually after I prep the skin, I let the face soak in with the moisturizer first for like a minute or two, and then whatever extra that doesn't absorb to the skin, I use the sponge like this or even the tissue to blot it out. And just take some of the shine off first before I do the foundation. For complexion, I'm using a foundation from Makeup Forever. For concealer, I'm using two different shades. The lighter shades I'm using under the eye, on the bridge of nose, a little bit on the high point, and the darker shade I'm using to cover jet, any kind of like pigmentation or acne or anything that you want to cover. For foundation, I used to apply in the center first and blend it out. And the best way when skin have any kind of acne like this, it's better just to apply foundation first. Sometimes people start jumping to apply concealer first and you overly putting it too much. A little foundation can cover everything. You don't need to go overboard with concealer and foundation and concealer. The skin gonna look too thick and heavy. As you can see right now, just a little foundation, it does cover really well already. And this way. And with pressing motion like this, you actually get more coverage. Don't use the swiping part because you're gonna get more sheer coverage. You want a thicker coverage, just do what I'm doing right now. I keep press the product into the skin. It's gonna give you nice and even coverage. And make sure just press like this and you get all the coverage. You can get more coverage if you want to, but I like the skin still feel like skin. For concealer, the lighter shades, I'm using mainly under the eye, on the bridge of the nose, and just a little bit right here. And then you just blend it out. You can use the blending brush like I do, or you can use your finger. It's up to you. I'm using the darker concealer. This color almost the same shade as the foundation. I used it to cover any acne marks or any pigmentation. And remember, try not to use the lighter shade that you use under the eye, because that's when you see the mark and everything very pronouncedly. When you do like what I'm doing right now, use the color almost identical to the foundation. That way you're not going to show any marks at all. I would rather use concealer after like this and just put where you need it. Instead put so much foundation on, try to cover it, because I think that the skin lose the naturalness and everything, you know. I think it just like give a nice layer of coverage from the foundation, and then just use the concealer to cover the rest of them, so you don't have to cake on so much foundation when you cover acne. And then just pinpoint everywhere that you want to cover. You see it. It's really hard to cover texture. When it rays on top, you can't really cover them. You only can cover color. But if it's just the mark was more flat, it's easier. On olive skin or darker skin, they tend to have more darker around the mouth here. I also put a little concealer just around there. Blend it out. And what you could do is use the foundation sponge that you used earlier with some leftover foundation, and you just press on top all the concealer part that you did. In this way, it's gonna blend everything together for you. And just gently, the way I'm doing, you don't move anything around at all. I'm gonna keep the skin pretty matte, except for around this part. So I'm gonna powder everywhere. When you have textured skin, if you use too much cream or metallic or anything shine, it will emphasize the texture a lot more. So try to keep everything matched. It's always better for you. I am going to bake the eyes a little bit, just under the eye while I'm doing the eyeshadow. You can take them off after. You don't have to do the same way I do. I just want to cover the under eye a little more. For someone who have really dry lips like Jet right now, what you can do, you can clean it up again and put some lip balm. You keep doing that throughout the process of makeup. By the time you do the lipstick, the lip's gonna be amazing. For the eyebrow, I'm gonna use two different products. I'm gonna use a number 3 pencil from Benefit, and then the microblading pen is called Light Brown, and just create some extra hair here. 2 stars. For the pencil, I'm just using it to define the shape and give the eyebrow a little longer length. And after that, I'm using the microblading pen like this. I just go inside the hair and creating individual hair. I'm also gonna use a little bit brown gel to put all the hair in places. I know the eyebrow look pretty dark and quite dominant right now, because we have no eye makeup, no nothing. And also we're trying to recreate a look from Deepika, and Deepika loves a full thick brows as well. To prime the eye, I'm using the Prolong Wear Cream Pot from MAC. I'm gonna put it all over the lid. I'm going to use this palette from Huda Beauty and these two pencils from Urban Decay. I'm mostly going to use this white color, and I might try a little of the pink, depend how it's go. To start the eye makeup, I do the waterline upper and lower with this white color. Remember, this also a long wear pencil, so if you're not fast at blending, do one eye at a time. Look down for me. And you can see I do a little bit on the upper waterline as well. I'm doing a thick liner on the upper lash line. And blend it out. Can always go back for more. After I see the color on Chet, I think I'm not going to use the pink color because it's going to be too light for what I'm doing. I'm just going to use this color liner only. Next, look up for me. I also do a little bit more on the lower lash line as well. Not as thick of the line, but basically the whole idea is just do the color all around the lash line. Little less on the lower lash line. And then also you can use the blending brush and blend it outward, upward. You can use a Q-tip and to clean out the edges. One tip that I want to share with you, for someone who have more closer set eye, I wouldn't put too much eyeshadow or pencil around this area. I do everything from the outside more. And even the liner I was drawing is more thinner in the inner part and thicker on the outer part, because I want to pull everything out this way and keep everything very little in the inner part. And another reason why I do that is because I didn't want to make the eye look so round looking. If I put too much eyeliner there, when she look up, her eye look more round. I put less there, more here. When she look up, you see it's more almond. Close your eye. Next, I'm using this color right here, and I use the same blending brush. I'm just tracing the color along the lash line where I put the pencil and blend earlier. It's basically like setting the pencil. This look is not exactly like the look that I did for the premiere. The color of the premiere a little more pink. It's because Deepika's skin tone a lot more pale than Jet. Close your eye for me. So I'm using the shades a little deeper on Jet. But just the idea of the shadow, the way I did is almost identical. Use the same blending brush. Go with the darker shades on the outer part of the eye. And look what I'm doing right now. I put a little bit high up. And what I want to show you guys, what I'm doing at the end, you see that I'm just faded up a little bit like that, just a little more lifted on the eye. And I'm doing the same on the other side. using this shade right here. Close your eye and just blending everything else together. Again, Chet eye is pretty close set, so I don't want to put too much color on that area. And you see I go diagonal this way so the eye can look very lifted. Look up for me, Chet. Chin up. And this way, yeah. So that's the shading you see right now. I'm gonna go with another shade, just this part right here. So I'm gonna go with the lighter shades, and I'm going to put in the inner part of the eye. This way, it's gonna open the eye even more for me. Same brush, and again I go back to the color, and I just blend it out a little more. And that's the shadow look. Look at me. Gorgeous. I always like to curl the lashes before mascara, so even a little pinch is still good. And I'm doing 2 coats of mascara on the upper lashes. Look up for me. I'm gonna use a tiny bit on the lower lashes, not too much. The eye is complete, so I'm taking off all the excess baking powder I used earlier. For this eyeliner, I believe that from the original look, I used the Marc Jacobs 5Y, but for some reason I don't have on my makeup kit this time, so I just used a different color. This color is almost the same, it's just a tiny bit deeper, I think. Next step, I'm using some bronzer from NARS, and instead contour, I'm using this just to shade a little bit only around the perimeter of the face. We use a lot of foundation concealer to cover the skin. I think it's better to do like this. Instead you do swiping because you don't want to move the skin, you don't want to take away everything that you're trying to cover earlier. And the same thing on this part, you see what I'm doing, very gentle. I also put a little bit on the side of the nose. Jet have amazing nose, we don't need to contour anything at all, just to keep a little color. For blush, I'm using this shade from M Cosmetic. I want the color pretty bright, so I'm using the color a little more on the brighter tone and mainly on the upper part of the cheek. You see I'm just press the products in instead swiping motion. You a little or a lot of blushes, depend on your preference, your taste. I'm gonna use a highlighter from Shiseido just to highlight a few little area. The whole face is matte, so I don't want to over highlight too much. Just some of the high point here. For lips, I'm using this lip liner from Becca and the Shine lipstick from Marc Jacobs Beauty. This was the original color I used for Deepika, so if you like it, you should go and get it. To start, this lip liner is darker than the lipstick, but I like the idea a little darker on the edges and with the sheer lipstick inside. Smile for me a little bit. Jets have really beautiful lip shape. I don't need to change anything. I keep exactly the same. I just follow her lip shape and fill it in a little bit. Smile for me. Smile for me. This is truly a beautiful color. It was for the whole series they have of the lip shine. I love this color. And I was pretty disappointed at discontinued, but it's beautiful. It's like a nice peachy, pinky color. Open it for me. But they still sell online for this, so you should buy them. Big smile. My assistant just told me he went online and checked in, and the lipstick is no longer available. I'm sorry, I didn't know that when I used the shade, you guys. But the lipstick is basically more like a nudie, peachy pink, so you can use something like that, it's fine. To complete the look, I'm gonna set the face with a little setting spray from Rare Beauty.